Welcome back, everybody. Today we're talking about tests and how effective they actually are at helping you remember things in the long run or in the long term. And I think this is probably true because tests put you under a lot of pressure. You don't like that pressure. You get butterflies in your stomach, or you get a bad feeling in the pit of your stomach. But in the long run, it's actually good for you because you actually push yourself and then you actually perform better.
Yeah, you really do. I think it might be what we call adrenaline. It's this chemical inside our bodies that if you're nervous or scared, you really focus, and that might help you. Well, here are some things you can use to your advantage. When you use something to your advantage, it means you use it so that it helps you achieve something or do something better. Actually, there are a couple of different ways we say this phrase. Let me give you some examples. You can use something to your advantage or turn something to your advantage. Just means it helps you. You take something and make it work better for you. Maybe you have really great family connections. You should use them to your advantage and see if you can get a good job through those connections or the people your parents know.
It makes sense. Sometimes those family connections or connections with your friends are the only way you can get a job in this world. Where here, to your advantage, is our sentence for you for today. Let's take a closer look.
Sentence for you.
To somebody's advantage. Can you help me move these boxes to my new apartment? It will be to your advantage.
Huh? How will doing all that heavy lifting be to my advantage?
Just think how happy you'll feel after helping out a friend.
But I'm so tired. I think it will be more to my advantage to take a nap.
Are you sure? I was thinking of treating you to lunch if you helped me out.
You know, it may be to my advantage to help you after all.
Well, the next time you have a big exam coming up, here's a really good piece of advice. I do it myself. You should try giving yourself little practice tests. Don't look at your book, close your book, and see if you can recall things from memory. Because as you know, if you're taking the exam, you can't have your book open.
That's right. So you need to practice first or take those practice tests. And also you can study and take those practice tests in groups or with other people, okay? So lots of people like to study by themselves, but students who study alone sometimes develop this false sense of confidence. They develop this sense. It becomes more common. So they study by themselves and they think, oh, I know this material, but that might be a false sense of confidence. Something is false when it really isn't true.
Now, confidence, of course, is that feeling that you can succeed, you can do well in a situation. And sometimes when you're studying alone, you think, this stuff is a breeze, it's a piece of cake. But you may not really understand the material as well as you think. That's why it's good to study in groups. Now, confidence is our word power word. Let's take a closer look.
Word power. Hi everybody and welcome to Word Power. Our word for today is confidence. Today, we learned that people who study alone sometimes develop a false sense of confidence. Confidence is a noun, which means the belief that you have the ability to do things well or deal with situations successfully. For example, Jimmy has confidence in himself and believes he will succeed. Confidence can also mean the feeling that something is true. For instance, Ben can say with confidence that he will be on time for dinner tomorrow. In addition, we can use the adjective confident to describe people who have confidence. For example, Roger has spent all week studying, so he is confident about the test. That's all for Word Power today. Thanks for listening.
So again, you might have a problem with developing false confidence if you study by yourself. And you might think that you know more than you actually do. So if you get together with other students and you test each other, you might be a little bit more objective. You might think, I thought I knew that, but it turns out I didn't. Thank you, dear classmate, for helping me out on that.
So if you study with your peers, you can combine your knowledge together. Your peers are simply people that are your own age or the people you work with, people in the same social class you are. So if you study with other students, they of course are your peers, and you can add your knowledge to theirs.
And no matter what method you choose to use to study for tests, you need to remember this or keep in mind that the act of remembering is a skill. A skill is something you improve on by practicing.
Yeah, and if you do that, if you practice, you'll improve over time. It may not be immediate or happen immediately, but over time or as time goes by, you'll get a lot better.
Okay, everybody, that brings us to the end of our explanation. It's time now to listen to our Chinese teacher.